What the fuck was that?
Why you so upset, man?
I just witnessed one of the dumbest superhero deaths in fucking TV history, bro. Come on!
I need to hear your reaction.
All right, listen.
You're getting a bit off topic here, sir. All right.
Because that's rule number one. The Denver Broncos. So you didn't win that last game?
No, man.
Who did you guys play?
They played the Titans. Listen, I'm not buying the Titans hype at all. I haven't bought their hype at any point because they got Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
And their main focus, their main offense is Derrick Henry, who the Broncos have shut down the last few times they played them. And they shut down again this last game. I think they held Derrick Henry to only 53 yards on the ground.
Okay.
But yet the Broncos still lost 17-10. And they were up 10-0 at one point. The Broncos suck on offense. I don't want to keep saying the Broncos suck because only one phase of them sucks, and it's the offensive part. It might be the most important phase. The special teams is good enough, and the defense is very good. They're wrecked with injuries, but it's not like they were good when people weren't injured. Jerry Jeudy got hurt again. They traded away Bradley Chubb. Westbrook, Wilson, and Nathaniel Hackett. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't like it. Someone got to go. It's not going to be Russell because they're paying him too much money.
The coach is the easiest guy to.
Yeah. After one season. So this is what I don't understand. He's supposed to be this offensive genius, especially in the red zone. Aaron Rodgers talked him up. He gets to Denver, and he's not even calling the offense. I don't understand why you bring him over if he's not going to do what he was good at.
That is weird. Why aren't you calling the plays?
I have no idea. I thought that was it. I thought, okay, he's calling the offense and he's got to do the head coaching job. He can't handle it. So that's why they hired the old guy to help him out with that. Then I come find out he's not the coordinator for the offense. It might be his offense, whatever he wants to run.
It's his structure. It's his scheme.
Yeah, but he's not calling the plays. Why are you there? Why are you in the building?
Yeah, why didn't we just what the hell are you doing there?
If you're not good enough to be the head coach and you're not calling the plays, you're just a body there. And we don't need that. Broncos don't need that. So no, they didn't beat the Tennessee Titans, even though they should have, and they were up by double digits at one point. And then Russell Wilson threw an interception at the last minute to seal the game for the Titans.
He's been really goddamn bad. I don't fucking know, man. I could not. I told you. I hinted at a decline when I first heard about the trade, right? I say, well, the guy hasn't been exactly the same guy he was. I said a decline. I didn't mean a cliff. I did not know this. I knew. I haven't been paying attention to Russell Wilson because I like watching Russell Wilson. So I knew that he had been on a bit of a decline in Seattle. I knew he hadn't been. The offensive line stuff was very easy talking points, but I watched him play, and there were some bad decisions being made sometimes, and there was also him holding on the ball too long, which inflated some of those sack numbers.
Right.
I didn't know. I did not see a drop off a cliff. I don't know what the fuck's happening with him, man. That's fucking weird. It's weird. It's so strange.
I know I said I'll give him 4 to 3 games, and then I can do a proper assessment. I don't know, man. I don't want to put this all on Russell because I see Nathaniel Hackett. He just sucks. Then I look at Chicago, and Justin Fields is starting to play much better now. It's because they looked at him and said, okay, he can't do these things, but he's really good at this.
This is what you can do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Tua and Jalen Hurts. All of a sudden, what I've been saying for years is making sense. Oh, this quarterback is good at these things. Let's just focus on that.
So just do it. Yeah. I'm asking the guy to be something he's not. Yeah.
Right. I think Nathaniel Hackett no. This is the offense I want. And it's just not working with I don't know. Broncos don't even run the ball. Like, and then when they do run the ball, they use 3 different running backs. Like, pick a guy and go with it and make sure that guy's not Melvin Gordon. What? Okay. I don't know how Melvin Gordon is still on this team. He didn't fumble last game, but he missed wide open throws, and he fumbled, but the flag wasn't thrown, and the play was called quick. And then another time he got hit as he was going out of bounds, and the ball came out thin. Clearly, this guy should not be on this team unless they are trying to tank for somebody, which they can't because they have to pay Russell Wilson for the next 7 years. So the fact that Nathaniel Hackett is trotting out Melvin Gordon because he's upset that he's not getting playing time is just showing me that this ain't the guy. I need someone to say, look, Melvin, you're on the bench. I don't care how much we're paying you. You're not that guy. We brought in old-ass Latavius Murray, and he's doing better than you. But since you keep complaining, I have to put you in. No. Put that guy on the bench, cut him something. That guy has lost his games. And that's saying a lot for how bad the Broncos are, and he has not gotten any better. So the fact that it's such a shit show, man. It's like I'm watching the Hornets. Like, the Broncos have been bad before, and if all these games they've lost and won have been close games. But it looks worse than it did with Teddy Bridgewater. It looks worse than it looks about the same as with Drew Lock.
Well, because Teddy Bridgewater wasn't a turnover machine. Like, say what you will about Teddy, a limited player. He's never been one of those guys that's gonna go out there and YOLO ball,
Right.
So you can still manage the game. People don't understand turnovers are fucking huge in the league, man. Like, you turn the ball over a lot, you're gonna lose these games, man. No matter who you play, either, dude. Like, if you don't control the clock and you don't control tempo and dictate pace. The easiest way to lose a game is turn the ball over twice, like the statistics show. Like, if your turnover margin is like -2 in a ball game, 75% chance you're gonna lose that fucking game. Like, it's just that simple. Yeah, like, you're operating on thin margins in the league. So that's what frustrates me about quarterbacks that don't seem to get that. Like, Josh Allen is backsliding a little bit on that, right? Like, you're not valuing possessions. It's like, hey, bro. Like, this ain't Madden. You're not guaranteed to get that ball back. Like, take care of it, All
right. Well, with Josh Allen, I think he's been the same quarterback as he has been the last few years. They win a lot of games, but
because he's super talented.
Yeah, he hasn't won the MVP for a reason, and it's usually because he sometimes he does too much, and he turns the ball over. But the Broncos don't even turn the ball over that much. It's just that 3 and outs. I can't. So, all right, my blood pressure's going up.
3 and outs, aka not sustaining drives. That's another good way to lose games, man.
Yeah, which I guess
you're giving teams too many possessions. Yeah.
And the weird part about it is the defense is so good. It's always a punt fest with whoever the Broncos play. It's always the punters. I think they combined for almost 900 yards in punting between the two punters in the last game. But the Titans, you're not going to score on the Broncos, except for that one game with the Raiders. But that's just what Josh McDaniels does. He puts all his eggs in one basket against a rival team. He did it when he was the Broncos coach. After he beat Bill Belichick and the Patriots, Broncos went on a huge losing streak because he did what he wanted to do. Oh, I beat my former team and my former coach. I'm good now. And then everything went to shit. He beat the Broncos because that was the team that fired him. And then everything got worse. I mean, it wasn't great then when they beat the Broncos this season, but it's only gotten worse since then. That's just the kind of coach he is. But yeah, the Broncos don't even be turning the ball over that much. It's just that you don't even move down the field. And then you kick the ball, the opposing team gets great field position, and you stop them as well. And it's just kicking back and forth. And it's like, you can't even get in field goal range in Denver where you could easily kick 60-yard field goals or 50-plus field goals. Like, you can't even move the ball that much. It's just a bad. It looks worse than it did with Brock Osweiler. It not as bad as it looked with Paxton Lynch, but it just looks bad. The Broncos will give you one drive where everything's clicking, and that's it. They put up 10 points. That's it.
That's bad.
And then everybody gets hurt. And oh man, like Cortland Sutton made a catch in that game, and it was so for nothing because they only put up 10. He had to cut back. So yeah, I do think Russell Wilson is on a decline. I don't think it's been a cliff, but maybe it is because it's not just him. Like him, Rodgers and Brady, I don't know what's going on this season. It's just not clicking for their teams, which is weird. I don't know if it's just a transition, the deal they made with whoever.
Brady's 45 years old. Listen,
Bro,
the Brady stuff I don't even count because I'm like, dude, whatever happens from here on out is straight gravy, man. I mean, you're supposed to fall off a long time ago, so whatever.
Right.
So whenever you finally fall off, I'm like, damn, it finally happened.
Yeah.
Rodgers, similar situation to where he needs to be managed a little bit more, and he doesn't seem to understand that. Like he's not the same Superman he once was, which I mean, it happens because you're older.
Right.
And I don't think it's coincidence they lost that. They won that game last week against Dallas, running the piss out of football and having Rodgers throw the ball strategically. Like I don't think that's a coincidence. Like that's probably what you need to do. Same with Denver. The thing with Russell is Russell doesn't want to play that way. Russell wants to show everybody that he's fucking a Manning level passer, and it's like, dude, every number shows you're not. Like that goes back to Seattle. Like, you're not. The more they let you throw the ball, the more the riskier the offense becomes. You throw picks, and we become very inconsistent. Like literally every ball you throw past the number 25, the offense gets worse. Like, dude, look at it. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's insanely bad. I don't know what's going on with that. It's just like Albert Hainsworth level of man, we dropped the ball.
Oh, God.
Like, man.
After he signed that contract,
it's like even the deepest Raiders, Chiefs, and Chargers fans could have predicted or hoped that the Broncos would look this bad. It looks and is terrible. Last year, it was terrible, but it didn't look like. It's like, okay, there's something there. It's just that, okay, it's Teddy Bridgewater. He's not that guy, but we have an identity at least. This is just complete horseshit. I don't know what's going on.
And
it's not going to be fixed this season because you got Russell and you got Nathaniel bumping heads, and then Nathaniel. There's no way Nathaniel's coming back. So I need to know who they're going to bring in, and me, completely in denial mode and not thinking rationally. I'm thinking it's going to be Sean Payton. I think Sean Payton can make it work. Because I don't.
Listen, I'd hope for Sean Payton too, buddy. I would.
Right.
Somebody else.
I think Sean Payton could make it work. Or if it doesn't work, I think the value of Sean Payton would overlap the value of Russell Wilson, and something could be done. This is me completely hoping everything
between you guys and the Raiders and Josh McDaniels, like the Josh McDaniels thing as well, bro. Like that's, hey, brother, he just ain't good. Let's knock it off. All right, send him back to New England so he can coach for his daddy, Bill Belichick. All right.
Yeah,
he's not a good head coach. Let's stop trying. All right, it's a shit show every time.
Yeah, every time. And I don't like. I'm happy the Raiders have Josh McDaniels, even though they beat the Broncos this season.
You're both gonna be looking for head coaches again.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Listen. You know what? It don't suck to me because he needs to go. That's the thing I'm hoping for now.
Yeah.
Um, and to be honest, I wish they could both go. I wish, man, I wish they could just say, you know what? Let's renege. We'll pay a big
Hey,
fine.
Pete, the old man Pete Carroll definitely sold you a limit. All right, I'm glad
Oh
Pete Carroll
man,
didn't put his powers to sell used cars because he'd be an evil bastard.
he pulled a USC on us, man. That dude, he's like, oh
Yeah,
y'all, Russell wants to go there. Oh yeah, we can make this work. Russell left, and they are balling out with Geno Smith
yeah, man.
and a not good defense, and the offensive line isn't that great either. Oh man, that just looks this. No one is going to want to trade for Russell now.
No,
Like,
nobody.
so man, the Broncos are stuck with him, and I thought it was smart that they signed. I'm like, okay, they signed him, they get it over with. Man, could you imagine if they said no, we'll sign you at the end of next year? He could have been gone. Oh
Yeah,
man, we got a first round pick for Bradley Chubb. He could have been gone. And oh my goodness.
yeah. When you do this for a quarterback and it don't work, that hurts so much. It
Everyone else,
hurts.
Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan,
Yeah, yeah.
Mariota, who else?
Somebody that you can move off of quickly.
Yeah, it's 1 year deals. Like, nah, we
Yep.
need to make sure they're good first. Nah, this Broncos new owner, he got blinded by the light of Sierra and Will and Russell and the Danger Witch and all this stuff. And man, they fouled us up bad.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still have hope that someone can talk to Russell and like, listen, this ain't gonna work. We're gonna run the ball. But now the entire offensive line is banged up, so it's whatever. I don't watch all the games now. After the first quarter, I put it down and I
You
don't pick
put
it
it
back up.
down. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
It's like,
very proud
okay,
of
this is what it's
myself.
gonna be. All right, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be more of this. I'm good, and I go do
But
something else, and I'm very proud of myself for that.
well,
But
listen.
enough,
Hey, my hey, we're struggling too now because our everybody figured it out. Mariota can't throw the ball, so there's literally no need for you to fucking play the pass.
right?
Uh,
Yeah,
everybody, hey, 9 men up front, load the box because this guy can't throw the ball. He has no timing with his receivers because they clearly don't even practice throwing the ball. So now we're getting all these loaded boxes, man. And the run game is still okay, but it's just not as effective as it was for that little 5 week stretch.
yeah. Isn't
Uh,
Patterson back?
he is back, but like I say, dude, they're loading the box. There's
Right,
nowhere to go.
right.
And it's just my coach is still good. I'm still optimistic. I still feel good about the culture of the team, but until we get Mariota out of there, we're just gonna be limited. It's just what it's gonna be.
Yeah,
We had a game winning throw. He could have won the game against the Chargers had he not missed his 6'6" tight end by 5 yards. All right.
right.
He threw a deep ball, tight end wide open. Kyle Pitts running down the middle of the field, wide open. Fucking Mariota misses him by 5 yards. All right. And then people blame Kyle Pitts, saying that Kyle Pitts slowed up. And I'm like, yeah, if he did slow up, it's only because he didn't expect the ball to go that far. You don't fucking know what that ball's gonna do when it leaves Mariota's hand. You have no fucking clue. You got no fucking idea. So if
Right,
Kyle Pitts slowed up, I don't blame him because I would have guessed it fell short too. Kyle
right.
Pitts is probably thinking, oh hell, I got a jump ball for it. Oh shit. Oh wait, he overthrew it 5. What the hell? Like, since Mariota doesn't have a good arm, he loads up on passes. And when you load up on balls, there's no consistency. You don't fucking know where that ball's gonna go. I don't fucking know. Shit, you tell me.
Right.
And you know, fucking either the kid we drafted is really bad, or they're just determined to stick to their plan, which is to not rush that young man on the field because we're not good anyway. And if that's the case, I can live with it, right? Because listen, if we make the playoffs, listen, we get smoked first round, right? We're not good, right? We're well coached. We're not good.
Right. I
We're not
mean,
fucking good. We got
yeah.
no talent. So, with that being said, I understand why you may not want to throw Ritter out there. But if you're gonna run a fucking rookie quarterback's offense anyway, fucking run it with a rookie quarterback. Fuck it. I mean, his arms 1,000% better than Mariota's right now. Right now. Fuck it. But at least you can take your deep shots off the passing game, man. Because right now, the way they're sucking up in the run game, dude, if you can get anybody open downfield, if you can get any quarterback that can deliver the ball with any kind of consistency, you'd have a real offense. Right now, boy,
Right.
it's tough to watch.
Yeah, and y'all are pretty much built to have y'all are built for a rebuild. All the young pieces y'all got and everything.
Yeah. This is a rebuild. Yeah, this is a rebuild.
But I don't think having Mariota out there is the way. I mean, who's Ritter is his name?
Desmond Ritter. Yeah.
First of all, y'all need to give Felipe Franks some playing time as quarterback.
Well, Felipe Franks is a tight end now, sir. Not a quarterback.
Y'all didn't give him a chance.
Yeah, no, we did not. No.
And I don't blame y'all. But y'all are definitely built. I think since y'all had somewhat success, the coach. I mean, look, no, I don't think any coach goes out there actually wanting to lose unless you're
no, he's definitely not trying to lose.
Yeah. So he, and he thinks he can do well enough, especially in y'all division.
It's a sucky division.
Yeah, so I think he's like, look, we actually have a chance to get to the playoffs. It might be with a losing record, but we can do it. It may not be the best for development of your young quarterback, especially if y'all make the playoffs. You're not going to get a high pick to draft a new quarterback. Yeah. So to me, it would make sense to just go ahead and trot that guy out and get him reps.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
Just get the guy. Listen, the kid can go out there and throw the ball 14 times a game and hand it off 40 times a game. I mean,
yeah,
the rookie can do that. We don't let Mariota throw the ball 15 times is the limit for Marcus Mariota. That's it. All right, anything more than that, you're playing with fire.
Right.
So, yeah. I want to see I want to just see the kid because I want to see the kid play.
Yeah,
I know for a fact his arm is 1,000% better than Marcus Mariota's. So that's not the thing. But I would like to see him let him go out there and take his lumps. We're not good anyway. We're rebuilding. We got $80 million in cap space next year, which is gonna be the first time we can say that shit in fucking 6 years, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, honestly. We got cap space now. Like now we can actually start to feel the free agent spots. The GM's done a good job of like finding good players on the cheap to fit in.
Right.
So job well done there. Resign some of those guys on the cheap and go and get you a big time free agent at an impactful position, like pass rusher. Go get you one of them. Go get you one of those dudes, and see can you take advantage of a cheap Ritter contract and see what you can do,
What y'all need is
No, we don't. No. No.
What? What do you mean? No. What?
No.
You don't know what I was gonna say.
You're trying to pawn off Russell Wilson, and I'm fine. I'm good.
Well, listen, since you brought him up, I think he'd be a great mentor for Ritter. Either to show him what to do or what not to do.
First of all, him and his wife back in her hometown would be insufferable. Okay. All the Russell Wilson, Sierra talking that like, oh God, I want to throw up thinking about it right now.
Man, it sounds like a perfect fit to me. Listen, I clearly Colorado is not the place for Russell Wilson. I mean,
the high altitudes messing with his deep ball.
The high altitude and the high just being high because it's legal. It's not working. He looks so bad, and Geno Smith looks so good. I've never seen that before.
Geno Smith is balling. Like this is not a fluke.
Yeah.
All right. This is not systematic magic. Yeah. Geno Smith is balling. Like, straight up.
And you knew Pete Carroll knew this because they got rid of Russell and they re-signed DK and these other. And people like
immediately,
you're like, why are you doing this? Like, clearly you're in a rebuild mode. Why are you paying all this money? Pete Carroll knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah. He's like, you guys don't understand. This Geno guy can actually play.
He's like, listen,
and it's like, Bomani Jones kind of broke it down. When you think about Geno Smith, he got hurt early, and then people just wrote him off.
Right.
And that was kind of it. And he's been a backup since that time. And then he just finally got his opportunity. Oh shit, this guy can fucking play.
Right. Yeah. When you start off, because you start off with the Jets, right?
Yes, and that ruins anybody.
That ruins everybody.
Yeah, you're done. You're done.
And then he went to the Giants behind Eli, and that was a
Eli.
whole kerfunkel because
Yep.
McAdoo tried to get him in, and then he got
Yep.
fired for it.
Yep.
He's like, no, look, Eli's not it. I need to know what else we got. Oh, well, you're fired. Like, I just went 11-5. What do you mean?
You bench Eli. All right.
Yeah,
you bench our favorite son.
You bench Eli, you made him cry. You gotta go. It's like, geez. And then Pete, I thought it was gonna be Drew Lock. Oh man, like Drew Lock is bad, but something's there. I wrote Geno Smith off
Drew
as
Lock
well.
has a live arm, which excites a lot of guys. Yeah.
But
that arm is live.
When I heard Geno Smith won the battle, I was like, oh wow, there was an actual battle. And wow, Drew Lock must really be bad. And then he went out and beat the Broncos, which I thought they were going to do because it was the same thing with Manning. When Manning constantly got whooped by the Colts, whenever they played them, which they seem to set up every year. And then Geno just took off after that. With the same team as Russell.
Yeah.
The defense is terrible. They're slinging up points. It's like it looks so bad for Russell, man. And
it does, man.
Subway's like, listen.
Same team. And they're letting Geno play the way Russell wanted to play. That fucking sucks, bro.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, God.
I've never seen anything look this bad. I've seen drop-offs before. Yeah. Like, Peyton Manning dropped off the last season. Broncos fans know towards the end of the season before, man, hey, he's looking kind of rough.
Yeah,
but the drop-off was bad, but it was expected. Like, listen, he's old. It's expected.
Next surgeries, he's old.
Yeah, Russell and the Broncos, like, Broncos a quarterback away. Russell should be good enough to get them. He's got to be better than Teddy Bridgewater, Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, right now he's not looking. And then the team he left looks
so
great.
Weird. They're
leading their division, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
It's like, what the heck? I've never seen this before. I've never seen this kind of swap go this bad. I've seen bad free agent signings.
The old man is a legendary used car salesman. All right, he sold you a fucking lemon.
He is. He got all them first round picks looking so good to him right now. Oh my goodness!
I would be mailing fucking envelopes filled with poop to Big House to the facility, man.
Oh man! Russell wants to leave. Pete Carroll says, "Oh really? All right. What can I? Man, Pete Carroll's he's got to." Listen, he deserves a Grammy. That dude pandered to Russell Wilson for that long to the point that the defense is like, man, you are. Yeah, this is weird how you're pandering to this guy. He knew exactly what he's. Listen, that's how I'm going to get this guy to perform and put us in a position to win. And then as soon as it's weird. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna keep getting excited with negativity over this transaction.
Yeah, man. Don't let this team ruin your blood pressure, bro. That's rule number one. All right. Don't let them just get your blood pressure up there. It's
just
it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Just fucking wait.
The worst situation. It was not in my mind to imagine it to be this bad after. 10 or 11 games. I did not see this coming in any kind of fashion.
Yeah.
And with that, it's art at this point. It's art because the Broncos have the best defense in the league and the worst offense, and that is funny to me. That's just funny. It's just it's so stupid. But anyway. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next year. Hey, we got a first round pick, so we can pick somebody. It'll probably be an offensive lineman. I don't know. I don't know what next year. The defense is good. The defense is young enough. The defense is good. We let Bradley Chubb go, but there's a lot of, even though they're hurt right now, we got his replacement already there. It's the offense. It's got to be the O-line. We can't draft a quarterback. Honestly, I would. If there was a quarterback there, they're like, look, Russell, we're picking this guy. And I would just, hey, Walmart, you got the money. You gonna have to eat this. Sorry.
Yeah, you gotta eat this, man.
They can't let Russell hold the team hostage for the next 7 years. That's just not gonna work. But it's whatever. Overall, it's a weird season, to be honest, still with the Seahawks being as good as they are. The Vikings, even though they're 8-1, I'm still not buying it. Which is weird because they just beat Buffalo. But it's a very weird season. Speaking of weird season, well, maybe not weird to you because you're a Georgia fan. I don't think Alabama has a chance, right, to get in the playoffs.
No, they're out.
Yeah, because so it's them in Tennessee in the same was it division? No, yeah, division, right?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Alabama and Tennessee's in the same division, right?
No, Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee in the same division.
Alabama, LSU in the same division. Then.
Yes, Alabama, LSU. Alabama's out because LSU clinched the SEC West.
Right.
Last week.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Look, weird thing to say, but we're the best team in college football by a mile. I can't keep denying it. I've been playing coy about it, but I mean, fuck. Kirby Smart's a goddamn football genius. I don't know what to say. What am I gonna do? Like,
nah, go ahead. Set it up. Set up that Jenga tower. I want you to build that thing up.
At this point, yeah. Look, at this point, that's where I'm at.
Right.
Like, I'm almost having to set up my own like disappointment because he's not giving it to me. Like,
right.
It's
go for it, man. Hell yeah, go all in.
I think we're going to repeat as national champions. I think you're going to see the first 2 times back to back in 10 years. I think that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, if they let TCU and
yeah,
if they actually let TCU.
Well, listen, I'll go further than that. I don't think it fucking matters. I think you put Tennessee back in there. I think if we play Tennessee in Atlanta, then we're gonna kick the shit out of Tennessee again. Like I just do. Like,
hey, that's how I want you to think. I really do.
I know. Look, at this point, though, the fact that I'm saying it, that's where I'm at. Like,
yeah.
like,
hey, I'm all for it.
I gotta provide myself a level of like excitement by perhaps providing the fuel for the disappointment fire. Like, because I'm not getting it on the football field. Like, we're kicking
you shit dick. Out. What a dick thing to say. I'm so good. I'm not excited anymore. Get out of here.
It is. I know.
Jeez. Oh my god, this guy
here. I know it's a dick thing to say, but it's true. What you meant to do?
Wow. Okay. All right. Nah. Hey.
Honestly, what you meant to do?
Be excited that your team's good. What do you? Why do you?
No. I know. I'm very excited. No, I'm happy about it. It just feels weird. Like, I'm looking around the landscape and I'm just like, dog, I don't think anybody can beat us. Anybody. All right, listen, you can fucking go get Ohio State on their best day. I don't think Ohio State has anything for us. Like,
right.
This is like one of the most, you know me, right? I watch football and I really, really study football. Yeah. I like watch the tape. Like, I watch the all 22. I fucking do all that nerdy ass shit. This is legitimately the last 2 years. We are one of the most structurally sounded football teams, college football teams, to like ever play. Right. And I don't know. It feels weird to see and look at, and like it's fucking odd. But structurally speaking, They are so fucking sound. They are so built for the modern game of football athletically. And we have those athletes at every position. And we got Stetson Bennett at quarterback, and we're kicking the shit out of people, man. Like,
Right.
like there's no like Stetson Bennett. I'm not a Stetson Bennett hater, but listen, he's not like he ain't Bryce Young. But we're doing this with Stetson Bennett at quarterback because we're so well put together,
Right.
offense and defense. Like it, damn, it's weird. Like trust me, it's weird. We went to Mississippi State this weekend. It was 17-12 at halftime, and I'm like, yeah, we all know how this is going to end, though, right?
Yeah.
And it ended the way we all thought it was going to end. Kentucky's like, oh yeah, it's going to be cold, it's going to be raining. We're going to out physical Georgia, and I'm just like, buddy, that is not a such thing. All right.
Yeah, Kentucky. Yeah, Kentucky's been. I don't know. They've been overhyping themselves a lot lately.
I mean, yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
I believe this year you kicked the shit out of Kentucky.
I don't even know.
I think you guys won that game handedly this year.
Look, they won. They beat Kentucky like 33 years in a row, and then they started losing.
And then they started losing. Yeah.
I don't even. I don't listen. I'm a Florida Gators fan, Broncos fan, and a Hornets fan. I'm pretty checked out this year. I don't know what the hell's going on in anything.
Well, one thing I'll say is I do like your coach. You guys you're not a dumpster fire this year. You're not on that level yet. I don't know if you'll ever get on like a Georgia level or LSU or Alabama, but you won't be a clown show with that guy.
You sound like a Clemson fan. That's what you sound like now.
What do
You sound like the new age dabble Clemson. Look, you guys may not be as good as us one day. Hey, you can be there as if, listen, don't act like you forgot that Tim Tebow won 2 championships.
I did, but listen, I'm talking about the here and now, right? Listen, the here and now, right now, you're the king of the mountain. The here and now. Listen, that may change next year. I'm just saying, the here right now. I've watched Florida the last 5 years. You've been a joke, all right? You weren't a joke this year is what I'm saying, right? And you've been a joke because of the coaching, like Dan Mullen, good offensive mind, but at the same time, he doesn't really instill like discipline in his players. So some of that shit's a joke. Like, hey, Billy Napier, at least not a joke. That's all I'm saying. Anthony Richardson, you got something there.
What?
I know why they keep sticking with him at quarterback because his arm is live as shit. If you could just get him to play like a quarterback, you got something smoking. Athletically, he's on another planet, though, like legitimately.
Look, I've seen.
But right now, yes, he's a bit of a running back at quarterback. Yes,
I've seen the Anthony Richardson at quarterback for the Gators for the last.
It's been 2.
For the last few regimes now, and I'm just not buying it. And yes, Florida lost to Kentucky this season.
Oh, okay, they lost. Okay, I thought they beat them.
Nope, they absolutely lost. Listen, I need you to put the pinky down when you drink your drinks. That's the most condescending.
Hey, but listen. So we don't talk college ball often. I need you to hear me. I haven't been talking this way up until like the last 2 weeks. What do you want me to say? Like, come on. Like,
I'm all for you being happy for your team, but like, geez, I get that. I know the Gators haven't been great. I mean, they were all right with Kyle Trask, but that fucking shoe.
They're pretty good, yeah. For that year,
that damn shoe being thrown against LSU screwed everything up.
Oh, after that legendary moment, I'll never forget.
But goddamn, like, look, I know they haven't been good. You gotta say they've been a joke.
Hey, they've been a joke. Right?
You sound like Joe Biden over here, man. Hey, even you can be as smart as like, whoa.
Hey, listen, take it easy. We've been kicking the ever-loving shit out of Florida for like 6 years now, all right?
Right. And I know that. I know that.
It's been fun. Hey, first of all, listen, we owe you, okay? We owe you more than this, okay? We owe you more than this, okay?
Excuse me, sir.
You had the entirety of the Steve Spurrier run and the entirety of the Urban Meyer run in which you kicked the shit out of us, and you talked so much more shit than we ever did because we were coached by that nice man, Mark Richt. Y'all would beat us and let us know about it, all right? Listen, we're being classier to you than you've been to us. You were mean to us when you had your foot on our necks, all right?
Hey,
you guys were very
okay. I'll say this. That's not me that's been talking because
not you. No,
and my pinky is coming out. Georgia was just never that relevant to me.
Hey, and that was the truth. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. But I didn't, go around saying that. Like, geez, god damn, But hey, look, the Richardson kid, it looks nice. I'm not gonna lie. He can run the ball out of his damn mind. It's just I'm just not buying it anymore because I know what Florida's trying to do. They don't want a typical man, they want a certain look.
If you're ever gonna beat us, I'm sorry, you're gonna need a version of him. I don't know if it's him, but you're gonna need a version of him that could also throw the ball. You're not gonna beat us with some traditional quarterback. Like Kyle Trask, nice kid. This version of Georgia, they'd eat him alive.
Okay, see, there you go again. There you go. Again. I'm not. Listen, and Pari should be thinking this because right now y'all are at the top. But I'm not thinking, what quarterback's going to beat Georgia? Because Florida's not at that level yet. Florida's not at the level where, all we need to do is beat Georgia. Florida needs to beat Kentucky. They need to beat the teams that they should beat. So they're not even at that level yet.
Yes.
Condescending prick. God. Jeez.
Listen, it's not your fault. I took a lot of flack online from you fucking Florida fans. All right? For a long time. On the message boards, on the social medias. I had a drill sergeant that was a Florida fan. And every time, y'all beat us that one year real bad. And I had to do like 1,000 push-ups in the sand pit. Listen, all right? So I'm sorry. But yes, I'm kind of enjoying this right now. And I'm trying to be classy about it, all right? Listen, we're really good. What do you want me to say? I just, I don't know. It's weird. Kirby, listen, the coaches and the players, that's another thing about, here's what I will say. We're going to get very annoying because we're kicking the shit out of people and then not talking about it. Like he's getting these kids to behave like adults. And that's fucking annoying if I'm on the other side.
Right. And then it falls over to the fans being annoying because that's how Clemson was.
That's where we're going. Yeah, but Clemson, in my opinion, Clemson never really had that right because Clemson was doing all that on the backs of two players. They weren't built like this. Like Clemson was doing this with two legendary quarterbacks in college, Deshaun Watson and fucking Sunshine. When you look at the rest of that roster, they were never just loaded the fuck up. That roster was actually like pretty good. They weren't that kind of good. So I've always known that Clemson shit was a temporary. I'm like, yeah, it's cool as long as you have like, awesome quarterbacks, but that won't last forever. And as you can see, the minute they lost that one awesome kid, it all fell apart. That fucking kid, DJ Uiagalungale, or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he ain't the guy.
He's merely pretty good. And he's not good enough to make the rest of that roster look like they were looking under Sunshine and Watson.
Right. Don't they only have one loss though?
Yeah, they got one loss. But they're out of it. Their resume is so bad.
Yeah.
Their resume is so bad that that one loss is gonna kill them. They need help to get in at this point. If they get in, it'll be because somebody else lost some dumb shit.
It'll have to be. Look, they're looking for TCU. They're looking for a reason to not put TCU in there.
Well, I think they would need TCU and Tennessee to lose.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Tennessee and who else was there? It's Tennessee and LSU is back up there for some reason.
LSU, yeah. And I think both of those teams get in ahead of Clemson because even before that loss, they had a really, really shaky resume. Like they were barely winning games. They should have beat the shit out of teams and they were barely winning them and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
don't see the way Clemson gets in. And now it's a guarantee now that Alabama doesn't get in. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the whole Clemson thing is they came in so hot and then they got to that status of like
they got there quick. Yeah,
yeah,
they got there quick as shit. Yeah.
and then they just play shitty teams so much, then never lost. They're like, all right, well, we can't take them out. That's why the whole system is fucked anyway. I think we talked about it. Man,
Yeah.
I'm trying not to curse so much, but talk about the
See,
Broncos and the
that's another
Gators
thing about the
right now.
comparison to Georgia and Clemson. Listen, I'm sorry, but we're earning this shit talk because we don't have an ACC schedule. They were fucking moonwalking through that fucking cake ass schedule. They were getting to the playoffs healthy as fuck, and then they win the championship like we're the best team in the world. It's like, hey man, fuck you, okay? We just had to play Alabama, we had to play LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Auburn. It's like, yeah, we're kind of beat up right now. Like when they beat Alabama, when Sunshine won his one and only championship. If you go back and look at what Alabama had to do to get to the championship game versus what Clemson had to do, it's a joke. It's a
Well, yeah,
joke.
that's any SEC team. It's just a better conference. And
Yeah.
then and Clemson's in the ACC, and they keep trying to hype up Duke and UNC, and they wish Miami comes back every year, but it just
It
don't
just won't.
happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So that's a key difference between us and Clemson. Okay. Listen,
listen.
we actually have to play the best to prove it. All right.
Whoa,
We actually have
whoa,
to play the best teams to prove we're the best. All right. We're not
whoa!
cakewalking.
I'm not. I didn't say that at all. I'm saying in the aftermath of winning, I'm getting the same vibe. Listen, I'm SEC all the way. I know Georgia and Clemson. They're on even when Clemson in the heyday. That team now in Georgia now, I think it's still a huge gap. It's just completely different. It's just the route they took. It was very smart. They got to where they needed to be. And then, Alabama left too much time on the clock. And then they drove down the field and won. I understand that. I'm just saying, in the aftermath of winning, the vibes I'm getting is very Clemson-like. Like, hold on. Y'all got here. You're here now. I get it. But I guess that's just because you're not hearing it from the team. You don't really hear that from teams anymore.
You
So I
don't.
hear it
The
from the fans.
the teams aren't talking that shit. So it's like, well, fans, get out there. You talk.
Yeah.
Kirby
Well,
Smart's definitely not going to talk shit. He let Kirby Smart tell it. I respect every opponent. Like you're lying, Kirby. Come on, it's Southern Wisconsin. You don't respect them. Yeah, I do. They're a really physical team and they play really hard. All right, cool.
right.
Kirby Smart's doing the Belichick thing, so it's like, that's why it's going to be really annoying. Like because his press conferences, his press conferences are almost condescending too, because like he swears to God, oh, this is the hardest point. These guys are really good. I tell you, like, they play really hard. They're really physical. They have a good offensive line. We can lose, guys. It's like,
And that's what I'm talking about. The condescending. It's the I'm gonna hide it, but not really condescending that y'all are magically doing all of a sudden. Before you always talked up Georgia, and then y'all would lose a couple games a year. And it's like, okay, but you understand where Georgia's at. Now it's like, oh man.
Hey, but listen, now I really understand where we're at, and that is annoying. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
and listen, you guys could be just, oh my gosh, that. Look,
listen, you're about to see one of the greatest 2-year stretches of any program.
Well, I mean, according to you, it should last longer than that, yeah, right? With Stinson, I don't know how much longer you got there.
Hey, it's gonna last longer than that. I hate to tell you that. Yes, it is. It's
right. Yeah,
the Kirby Smart thing ain't going away. That is true.
That's what I want you to say. Nah, hey, 2 years we're going to be good. No. That you're doing it again. You're trying to be humble and modest.
Hey,
but it's not coming out that way.
You're pulling
Just
it
be
out of me, man.
honest.
Like, come on.
Listen, go all in. Listen, if you think you're gonna dominate for the Alabama fans knew they were gonna dominate for over a decade. And
See,
that's why
but you
I never
also
got
gotta
annoyed, bro.
understand, I'm from Atlanta and I'm from the state of Georgia. This is unfamiliar territory, so I ain't trying to say that because I don't know that. So I gotta take it year by year. But man, I'm not gonna lie. This
That's I'd rather hear that. Like, no,
the only thing that may derail it is the NIL era, and I don't think it will either.
I think that's helping y'all more than anything.
I think it is too.
I think that's helping a lot of other teams, especially SEC teams. Tennessee should not be this good. Like they were more far off than this, but
they were
5-star recruits that sit on the bench for Alabama. They're like, nah, I'm gonna go
I'll
here.
just go to Tennessee.
Yeah, I'll go here and get me a deal and get paid and not sit on the bench for 2 years. Like, you know, so I think I know a lot of
definitely
coaches
going to do some giving and taking. That whole system.
It's definitely going to go both ways. But
So the thing about the Tennessee thing is, and I'm glad I get a chance to put this on wax because I'll just say it now. I don't buy it. That's a good team. I don't know if it's a good program. I don't know if can they count on this next year? I don't think so. That's just me. They're going to lose 2 receivers. They're going to lose a quarterback. And that coach is not a renowned recruiter. I don't think they just have enough to re-up and reload like we just did. I don't think that's them.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it on wax now, so that way next year, if I can tap dance on it, I can't. It won't be said that I'm a Johnny come lately. I don't think it's real. I think this is a good Tennessee team, but I don't think they're not this level of program. They're not. This is just everybody is everything's clicking right now. Right. Next year, can they count on this level of productivity? I don't think so, but it remains to be seen.
Right. Yeah, I have more faith in Brian Kelly and LSU than I do for Tennessee Vols this year, just because it's Brian Kelly. And I know something about Tennessee has popped up out of nowhere. So they were somewhat good for a while, but to be this good, like the next year, it's like it just don't feel right. But we'll see next year. Like you said, they're going to lose a lot. But yeah, I have more faith in LSU than I do Tennessee, and all of it just sucks for Florida because.
Yeah, I think what you'll see now in the NIL era and the transfer portal era, you're going to see this a lot where you're going to see teams flare for a year.
Yeah,
but that won't be who they are.
Right,
like they'll pop for a year and then they'll come back down another year. It'll really be player dependent, right? That's kind of what it'll be. I think you're going to see more of that. That's why coming into this year, everybody was saying Georgia lost 15 draft picks. And like me and every Georgia fan that followed our recruiting, we just kind of sat back and kind of smiled. It's like, no, they don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, no, they don't know. They don't know what we know. And we know that we go 2 or 3 players deep at every position. It's like, you don't get it, dude. Like the guy behind him could have started last year. He was just a younger player.
Right.
I don't think Tennessee has that ability. Not right now, anyway.
Right.
And LSU is just one of those programs, man. It's just proven. If you can coach a little bit, you can fucking win a national championship because there's something special about that place, man. It's a weird thing they got going. Man, it's so weird. I fully expect Brian Kelly to win that championship in like 2 or 3 years. I do. Yeah. And that's gonna fuck up the age of Kirby Smart, but it's fine. It'll be okay.
I think this is what I don't want to say this is what the NCAA wanted because they didn't want to do the NIL at all.
They don't want to do anything.
But I think money wise, it's better to have these players out actually going to different teams instead of just Alabama and 2 others.
Yeah.
Because you get more, especially with them expanding the playoffs coming up. I think next season or a couple seasons.
I guess it'll be the season after next. I don't know.
Right. And
I think 12 teams is too much.
Have they said it's 12 teams? Have they settled on a number?
It looks like it's going to be 12. That's the number.
Right. I think that's too much.
I think 12 too much. You can barely find fucking 4, but anyway, 8 feels good. Like 8, I think you got a good competitive group of teams to compete. 12, I mean, man, those 11 and 12 is just gonna get this shit kicked out of them every year.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You just feed them to the mall, man. Like you just fucking. Let me see. Who's 10-11 this year?
Alabama. Alabama's in that.
So yeah, Alabama. I mean, shit, man, they hadn't been that good, but no, I wouldn't want to play them though if I had to. If I had a choice.
Yeah.
No, so it's Penn State and Oregon. Oregon been pretty competitive aside that last loss, but if not Oregon, it'd be like North Carolina, and North Carolina and Penn State would just get the shit kicked out of them, man. I mean, it wouldn't be cool.
Right. But then again, we still got a couple games left. But yeah. Well, who would they play? Would it be any bye weeks?
I think the high seeds get a bye in this scenario, I want to say.
Right. So
yeah.
3. So I don't know how they would split it up. Say if there's 12 and 1 and 2 gets bye week. So it's 3 through 12. So that's 10 teams. I don't know if they would do 3 plays 12 or if they would split it in half type of deal. I don't know how they would break it down.
I don't know how that. Yeah, and those details aren't here yet. Yeah. Which is why I don't think they're going to do it next year.
Right.
One thing I am glad about, and this is something that Lebertar has always said, like I'm just really glad that we got rid of the notion of amateurism. Now, like, hey, this is football. This is just capitalism all over again.
Yeah.
Like, can we just knock it off with the bullshit? All right. This is capitalism with mascots, so let's just do it. So I'm happy about that. But at the same time, I am gonna miss out on the 12-team playoff. These games won't feel as special now. Like the Tennessee-Georgia game this year felt really big because everybody understood if Georgia loses, no playoffs because the resume was gonna be weak. The schedule wasn't that strong. Tennessee would be in the SEC championship. Georgia can't lose this game. On the 12-team scenario, all right, this is a good game, but like there are no real consequences. Whoever loses, okay, fine, Georgia, you'll go to 8 instead of fucking 1 or whatever you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel as, you know.
I don't know, maybe because you're a Georgia fan, but even I was hyped for the game because it's 2 good.
No, I was hyped for this Tennessee game because they have been talking a lot of shit. Right. Hey, you're talking about me. Hey, listen, those fucking Tennessee fans, boy, let me tell you what.
They talk. Oh, they absolutely talk. Oh man, like and it's like, hold on, y'all haven't done a damn thing.
I know
they were talking when they weren't winning. It was so weird.
That was such a satisfying ass kicking we gave them 2 weeks ago. I've never been so satisfied in my life from a football game. That was so fun.
Right.
That was so fun. It was like, because I knew it was coming. I said, dude, these fucking guys don't know. They're the same team from last year. Last year, we played them at home, and they were scoring 40 points a game. We go to Neyland Stadium last year, they scored 17 points. And they had to go for it on 4th down in the last quarter like 10 times to get to 17, okay? They tried hard as fuck to get to 17. Like, we beat you 40-17 last year. Same team. Now you think you're going to come to our stadium and beat us. Okay, we'll see how this goes. And it went about how I thought it would. And it was fun. It was so fun. Giving them that medicine, because they talk more than we do. It's like, wait a minute, we're the champs. Wait a minute.
Right.
Why are you talking like you won something?
Right.
Oh, Tennessee fans. Yeah.
I think this is some games just transcend hope and
implications and whatnot. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And it did have implications. Alabama and Tennessee. Just the fact that I think Alabama was undefeated at the time, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
And it's like Alabama. If Alabama loses twice in a season, it's usually because they lost a game in a national championship game.
Yes.
So when it's when you beat in Alabama, I think any SEC team, especially when it's 2 good teams, it's
listen, and that's where me and you can bond over what I'm trying. I got a friend of mine, he's an Ohio State fan, Big Ten. And so what you feel for me as a Georgia fan, like he feels that for me as like the conference pride at the same time. I was like, listen, you don't understand. listen, it's us right now, but once any of these fucking superpowered SEC teams come out of the conference, they're gonna kick the shit out of these other teams. I'm sorry, they just are.
Yeah, it's just it's so weird, and I'm trying not to be just an SEC fan.
Hey, do it. All right, you're an SEC supremacist. I am.
I don't understand why people don't understand this. Like, it's just different. Like, they try to hype up USC every year. Them days are gone. Like,
those days are over.
Yeah. And the shit Pete Carroll did clearly wasn't legal to get y'all there. And then it's like Texas and Oklahoma are leaving to come join the SEC for a reason. Like, Ohio State, y'all are up there. Michigan, keep trying. Like, it's just not the same. Oklahoma State and your mullet, it's not going to happen. Like, come on now. Y'all.
That's what I'm saying, right?
It's not the same.
And it's not, it's like, dude, you think we're not making this up as teams in the SEC. The NFL is telling you the SEC is different because we get the most drafted every year out of conference. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, fuck. Right. I don't know.
Yeah, it's almost embarrassing. And no, it is embarrassing. Like, when Keyshawn talks about whatever conference he used to be, it's like, no, man, it's not that. Like, it's just, and Notre Dame just being there is just like, come on now, why are y'all here? You're here
because just come just to get the shit kicked out of them by whatever SEC team they happen to play.
Yeah, it's just embarrassing, and it's weird that I would like to think if I were not involved with the SEC, I would understand that SEC is just different. It's just better.
It's a different level of thing, man. Yeah, it's just a different.
And it's just weird. Like, come on now, y'all. As fans of sport, you should be able to recognize that. Like, okay, if you're an Ohio State fan, your team is good, but understand it's just your team. Like, you don't have a whole conference.
It's not your conference. Yeah, you guys are really good, but it's just you.
Yeah. Like,
you're the only threat in that conference. All right, I'm sorry, I don't expect anybody else. Yeah, right. Keep talking about Penn State. I'll kick the shit out of them.
Right, yeah. Penn State, TCU, I don't even know who they roll with, but no, everyone's just waiting for them to lose so they can get them out. I guarantee, even if TCU wins out, if for some reason, calm down. Listen, I'm telling you, calm down. If for some reason Tennessee beats Georgia in their championship, Georgia's not going to fall out to 4. Tennessee will leapfrog TCU, even if TCU.
Well, Tennessee. So you saying if LSU wins the championship, because Tennessee can.
Right. LSU. Yeah.
LSU. Yeah. Oh yeah. LSU's in there. Yeah.
Like they're just being nice putting TCU in there,
and people are going to be very mad about it.
And they can get over it because you're just not.
I hope for TCU's sake they win out because I think they know that too.
Yeah.
It's listen. Folks are dying to put Tennessee or LSU in here. All right, we got to win out.
Does LSU have 2 losses or 1?
Got 2 losses, yeah.
And they're ranked what? 6?
They're 6 right now.
They would have, if they beat the number 1 Georgia, they would have to get in.
You got to get in. You do, and then and you also got to put in Georgia. You got to put both of them in.
You keep Georgia in, and so and.
People don't want to see that part. It's like, dude, if they beat us in a fucking SEC title game, you can't keep them out of the playoff. Right. I'm sorry. They're one of the best 4 teams. Sorry.
Hold up. Right? Wait, doesn't Ohio State hasn't played Michigan yet, right?
They have not.
Oh, okay. They still have to play. So that's what they're doing. I see what they're doing. They're setting us up a certain way for a reason. Because they know it can't stay like this.
No, it's not going to stay this way. Yeah, Michigan, Ohio State, they're going to kick each other out.
Yeah.
And then TCU, people keep assuming TCU is going to lose, but listen, I'm sorry. Going to Texas last week in that environment and winning that game, that was fucking big. And they got Baylor next. And then after that, they got like the Big 12 title game. It's Big 12. Like, I don't see no reason they're going to lose. I don't. I'm looking at the schedule. I'm like, okay. People are like, they got to play that Baylor too. I'm like, all right. Baylor just got the shit kicked out of them last week. I mean, I don't know. I don't count that as an L, you know.
It just always seems like that team that's just there because they're undefeated. usually
Yeah.
gets knocked out at some point. It's just
Yeah,
always, yeah.
I think that's already happened. I think that's Oregon because I think they were going to try to sneak Oregon in there too, and then Oregon took the inevitable Oregon loss.
Yeah, yeah,
and that was it. Like, oh, that's Oregon's second loss. They're out finally.
right. Bo Nix, right?
Bo Nix, hey, but listen, still redemption story by him. Auburn, you got sucked really bad. That dude looked awesome all year.
Yeah,
Bo Nix was tremendous all year long. Like he was fucking real good.
Right. Yeah.
I'm talking like dead, but you know.
Right. Yeah.
Bo Nix had a fucking great season, though. I mean, it's not over, but like as far as like his playoff hopes or whatever, to get a chance to keep seeing him play past the Pac-12 championship, that's over. But good season, really good season. I'm looking around the landscape. Ohio State, good team. Michigan, good team. LSU is our hardest challenge. LSU is going to be the stiffest competition we have left. Like,
yeah, and they're I know they got 2 losses, but
they're flawed. They're a flawed team. Good team. They're a year ahead of schedule. They're kind of
exactly. Yeah.
Or that's why I can't see them beating us yet. Like, I don't think they're ready for it yet. Offensively, they don't play a style that you normally can beat us with. That's what I'll say.
Right.
But, I don't think that kid's a good enough passer to actually beat us. But you know, hey, crazy shit happens. SC championship. It's LSU. They're good. They got some of that fucking magic about them. You know.
Yeah, you definitely do. But you know, hey, Brian Kelly in big games against SEC. I
mean, kind of
you know, not the best track record, but he's in SEC now. So yeah, like you said, it's a year early. I didn't expect this from them, especially how they started off, and then the whole "what's up with your accent" guy. It just didn't feel like this was going to happen. Same thing with Tennessee. It didn't feel Tennessee and LSU shouldn't be at this point this early. That's why it just feels weird.
Yeah,
I thought it would just be Alabama and Georgia again, and then I thought it'd be Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, and a fifth. And then Ohio State and Michigan would cancel each other out, and only one would get in. It'll be some guy. And it kind of looks like that now. It's just that, Alabama's not in the picture anymore.
What I'll say about Alabama is this. The slippage you saw this year was not a fluke. It's been a long time coming. If you pay attention to their recruiting, the recruiting's been really good overall. But their offensive line recruiting has been not so good. As far as like, they had to take 2 transfers this offseason. One of those transfers came from Vanderbilt. That normally means you're not very deep in key spots on the offensive line.
Right.
They'll be back next year, but I don't think you'll ever see them get to that unstoppable point again. Like they've been declining now for like they've been soft for like 3 seasons now, right? But the offense has been so high powered these last couple seasons that it didn't matter, right? Because they could score 50 points on you. They started playing like a Big 12 team, so it didn't matter. But they've been soft for a while. Like Georgia, we've been pushing them around for years now. We just didn't have the offensive firepower to actually get over the top. But like defensively, like we were pushing them around even when we were losing those games. We were kicking the shit out of Alabama on the line of scrimmage. It's just that they had fucking 5 NFL wide receivers. So it's like, well,
right.
You can't stop it. Once they lost those receivers, that offensive line play started becoming more evident. And I don't know, another thing that happened to them at defensive back, they're just not good. That back end just ain't good. And it ain't been good in like 3 years too. But like I say, it hadn't mattered because they had so much at wide receiver and quarterback. Now that finally slipped, this is what you're going to see. I don't know who's behind Bryce Young. People just assume who's ever behind him is going to be really good. It was Jalen Milroe this year. Hell, that was like watching Anthony Richardson, right? That was a running back at quarterback.
Right.
Offensive line play, what happens in college is you recruit. If a position slips recruiting-wise, it takes you a couple of classes to catch back up because you end up having to play young players that aren't ready to play yet, and that tends to cycle for a season or two. And I think that's what you're going to see with Alabama. They had the number one tackle in the class this year, but the problem is he started right away, and he's just clearly not ready to start. But he is because he's the best they have at that spot. Where at years past, you would take that kid, best kid in the class, and he'd sit behind the other kid who was the best kid in the class, and he'd be ready to play in the year two. This year, they're having to play those young guys, and it's not paying off like it has in the past. So I think the Alabama stuff is kind of real. People just assume they're going to bounce back next year. I don't. I think they'll be pretty good because they got a lot of talent. They got a lot of players. But I don't assume like this squad is going to be back and fucking winning, national championship or even back in the playoffs. Because I called it about Clemson like 3 years ago too. Because Clemson's offensive line recruiting was straight trash.
Right.
And now that shit is finally hitting home. Like you saw it last year. They can't block anybody. They can't block anybody. They fucking recruited. Dabo kind of got so caught up in his. Dabo wasn't real. Dabo, in my opinion, when I look at the team and I look at the way he coaches the team, I look at the personnel moves they made, Dabo got cocky and he started to buy into his own hype. But like I say, if anyone was paying attention, Clemson was being carried by two really high-end quarterbacks.
Right.
The roster as a whole was pretty good. They didn't have Alabama's roster even when they beat Alabama. That wasn't a good team kicking another good team's ass. That's you fucking got a pro quarterback back there, and we can't stop him. But the roster as a whole was only okay. So he started recruiting these 3-star offensive linemen because offensive linemen are hard to come by. He didn't want to fucking spend all his resources recruiting the high-level kids. He got cocky, and he thought, I could take a 3-star, and I'll coach him up. Well, that shit ain't working. And they got a roster full of those fucking 3-star offensive linemen that ain't no fucking good.
Right.
It's going to be that way next year. Same shit.
Yeah.
Same shit.
I don't see until I see it on a consistent basis, I'm going to assume Alabama's going to be in the thick of things. I don't assume that for Clemson because it seemed so much like a flash in the pan, and they just got lucky with their quarterback. It just really looked like that. It's like, well, like if you didn't have these quarterbacks, and the fact the route they took to get to the playoffs was, it's like it was smart.
Was as comfortable as you could make it.
Yeah, it was extremely smart to play crappy team. If you know you can beat all these teams, and if you are undefeated, you're going to get in because of your name. It's smart, but I think it's
some fool's goals there. They're still going to be a good program. They still got a name. They're still going to recruit high level guys, but that offensive line will not be fixed overnight because the talent pool isn't available for it to be fixed overnight. So whenever they play a high level team, you're going to see Clemson get the shit kicked out of it because at the front lines, often they're really bad. Like Alabama's had some misses. They recruited high level guys. They just had to pan out. No, Clemson straight up not recruiting top level dudes, and you can't survive like that at the top for long. Like, and I think that finally ran out. Like,
especially if your mantra is I'm not going to buy into this whole NIL thing.
Like if you're stuck in being like that old man that won't change, you're gonna fucking get left behind.
Yeah, and I honestly don't think Clemson is going to be up to that level ever again. I think it's going to
because they never were that before.
Like, exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm like I don't think they're going to bounce back. I think it's just going to be a decline. Yeah, they were better this year, but were they really? Like the not scheduled. The record is better, but it still looked the same.
It looks the same.
Yeah, it looked the same as last year. So I don't.
Y'all don't belong. You're not one of the big dogs. Like
and
had they played a true they played Georgia last year, and people got fooled because the game was like 7-6.
Yeah,
our quarterback got hurt first quarter in that game, and after that, fucking Kirby Smart just sat on the ball. But that should have been a clue that offensively, the fact that Kirby Smart could just rely on sitting on the ball and winning that game like 10-6 or whatever it was, like that should have been a clue. Like, oh shit, we got a problem. Because we didn't even try to play offense in that game. It was like run the ball, punt. They're not going to score, so it's cool. It was that kind of situation. And yeah, it ain't got no better. It definitely, like I say, record wise, it looked better, but same team. Yeah, same fucking team. Man.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't. I don't think. I think they reached their peak, and that's going to be it. And it's going to end with Dabo leaving at some point, and
yeah,
them coming
people are
back to reality.
suspecting he take the Alabama job, and I say the next man that takes that Alabama job right behind Nick Saban's a fucking fool. No way I take that job. No way. I do not want whoever follows Nick Saban's getting fired in 2 years. As long as you know that, fucking fine, go take it. But
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's going to be somebody.
It's gonna be somebody. Go find a young fool. I don't know. Go find a young cocky asshole that really believes in himself. But yeah, I wouldn't want anything to do with that job.
Listen, I already know it's going to be. It's going to be Lane Kiffin.
Oh God,
Lane Kiffin, well, Hops.
I said a young fool, and that fits. Yeah,
Lane Kiffin clearly wants to be at Alabama because he does not give a shit about these places he keep going. He goes to a place for a couple of years and it's something better open. He's just moving closer and closer to Alabama. He's at Ole Miss now.
I'm just inching closer to the South.
Yeah, I think it's clear that that's where he wants to be because that is a status. If you're a good Alabama coach, look, you're good at Ole Miss, but no one cares. It's Ole Miss. It's like,
about Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin, offensive genius, doesn't want to recruit. Terrible fit at Alabama.
That's the thing. He'll recruit. He'll just lie. He's like a military recruiter. They caught him in so many lies. Like, he's like, they're like, no, that's not true. These things you're saying in these closed sessions are straight up lies. But so I think I just think he's definitely a fool. He's like what's the guy from Kentucky in basketball? Calipari. He's a Calipari to me. He's a fool. He wants that power, and if he can do something at Alabama, he's going to be the shit. And his head is going to inflate.
The thing about that Alabama job is it's so much more than being a coach. Like as much as I talk reverentially about Kirby Smart wouldn't be dumb enough to take that job as Nick Saban. Like, no, I'm good actually.
Right.
That job is so fucking big. I read a story like 2 years ago. Did you know that fucking university produces 30% of the revenue for the state? The state. They have to be good.
Right.
Because the whole state depends on that program being good. That job is so much more than just being a head coach. That's why I'll always say Nick Saban's the best coach all the time. I don't give a fuck. I love Kirby Smart to death. Kirby Smart can win 7 just like Nick. Nick Saban's the best coach ever. Because what he is doing at Alabama, he's holding up economies, man. Like, it's nice to have UGA in the state of Georgia. We don't need fucking UGA in the state of Georgia. We don't depend on them for like finances.
Right. Right. And that's what I'm saying. That's what Lane Kiffin thinks he wants. It may not work out, but I just see him salivating at the potential at being that guy. Because that's what he seems like he wants to be. He wants to be the guy at the top of the mountain.
Be the guy, but he doesn't know what that takes to be the guy. He doesn't strike me as someone mature enough to know what it is to be that guy.
Right.
Like, now that I've gotten older, I've learned a little bit about myself. Like, I'd never want to kind of be one of those dudes. Not interested, actually. Nope. I value my freedom. I value flexibility.
In the real world, you don't want to be that. But in the fictional sense where you're given certain powers or financial.
Well, that's why it's not going to last long, buddy, because I'm not going to really want to do it either once I get there. Trust me, I know how this is going to end for me, okay?
Right.
I'm not delusional. I know how this is going to end because I say I want it. I got a lot of Lane Kiffin in me. I know.
Listen, I started to realize that recently as well because I had all these. If I were to get superpowers, I'd do all this. But listen, once they told me no, I'd be like, you know what, whatever, and I just leave. Like I don't care. I don't really care enough about making things better to actually.
I don't care.
You mean I can go do whatever and you want me to no. I'm gonna go. You know what? This planet Mars, this is mine now. I'm gonna just chill here and do whatever I want with it. Like I don't want to interact with. Listen, if I had the ability, I would interact with less than 10 people for the rest of my life. I don't want to be around people. So if I had the ability,
I think I'm in that boat too, buddy. I think that's where I'm at.
But I would try. I would try in the beginning, but then when the politics of things get in, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll be Dr. Manhattan. Hey, he became Dr. Manhattan. He tried. He helped. I'm doing it in quotations. The betterment of mankind and inventing and all. And then he was at one point. He's like, "This is stupid. Humans suck. I'm leaving. I'm going." He left he just left the planet. He's like, "I'm done. Humans suck. I don't want nothing to do with y'all."
The older I get, the more I just want to kind of lock myself in like a comfortable room with some interesting books, a cigar, and a couple people I like. And then after that, I just
a couple people like, a couple people like, who would that be?
A couple people, I don't know. It's gotta be 2 or 3 wenches. All right, I gotta be some bit.
There it is. I'm just making sure.
I'm still a guy.
Geez.
My family's one of them. All right, my wife and my child. All right,
right.
Yeah, come on
now. Right. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Look, you'll have 2 homes on that island, and listen. Today I'm going to be in home number 2, and y'all know what that means.
Don't come by. Don't knock. All right, leave me alone.
Right. Hey, I completely understand. That's the world we live in.
That's what happens when you get old, man. You just gotta stop giving a fuck.
Yeah, like cause it's
hey, listen, we're not going to really talk about this in detail, but have you took a peek in the group chat lately?
I'm staying out of that for a while. Listen, I try to pop in every now and then and try to keep things normal.
We're not going to mention it, but just know I'm in there doing a thing and I'm having fun. All right.
Listen, listen. I'm at the point. I'm at the point where I'm starting to not care, but I'm not to the point where I don't care that much. To just put certain things I type in a system that's not going to go away. So I will just. I'm not even watching from afar.
Hey, he cracks the door and he's like, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah, and I'll peek in just to see, and it's the same. It's been the same thing for a few days now. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? Normally I'll just throw in some. Hey, here's some random. You know what? It keeps leading to this one subject.
I'm having fun. All right, but I am about done with it. I'm over it. I've had my fun. I've had my fun. All right,
yeah, I know at least one person in there though. It's it's an actual thing for one of them. I won't say who.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if you know who that is, but
yeah, I know who that is. Yeah, but listen, I don't care about that either.
Yeah,
whatever. Dude.
Yeah, I know you don't. Listen, listen, I envy you in a lot of different ways, and that's one of. I wish I could just not care about certain things. But yeah, you know what? I'm starting to see. I'm starting to realize that I don't care about not caring. If that, I don't need to have certain qualities. I'm good with what I am, and I thank House of Drakes for that. I realize, you know what? I don't need to enjoy this, and I'm fine.
To the point now where I don't give a fuck so much that Herschel could have won the election, wouldn't have cared.
Right.
I don't care. When they got the election, Herschel, who cares? Fuck
right.
It. Doesn't matter. We're all gonna die young, smoke a cigarette. Pass me the cigarettes.
Hey, it'll be DoorDash for me, not cigarettes.
Pass me the DoorDash.
Man, DoorDash is so convenient.
It is. It's very convenient.
But hey, I went grocery shopping yesterday, so I have no excuse. I even deleted the app.
Yeah, you say that, but it's always an excuse.
Hey, those groceries are going to run out. Trust me. And then I'll be right back to DoorDash or whatever. But I'm gonna actually try this time.
Hey, I think I abused the McDonald's app too much because I don't have any coupons in my app anymore, and I don't appreciate it. All right.
That McDonald's app is the worst because it's the best.
It tells me I don't have any coupons in my area, and I'm like, "Hey, you fuck!" I think I hit them up a little too hard. I had a little too much fun.
Yeah, they were basically giving away food. I don't know how they make business off of that app.
They were.
They're like, hey, if you buy a quarter pounder, you'll get a fry and another burger for free. I'm like, you know what?
You know what?
That sounds good to me.
I'll take you up on that.
I'm like, I don't need to be eating all this, but I am getting a bargain. It's like, that's not good. That's not good.
It's a bargain.
Yeah, it's dangerous. But I'm trying to do better. Because I'm trying to change a lot in my life because I'm no longer satisfied with where I'm at in the grand scheme of things. So for me to do certain things, I need to get in better shape. And that means no DoorDash or McDonald's. And I haven't used the McDonald's app in a while. DoorDash has been more recent, but huh?
I said you can just DoorDash healthier options.
Yeah, but DoorDash just ain't cheap as well. And I'm not going to spend extra money on an option I don't even want. Like the healthier option is usually something I don't actually want. And I'd be damned if I spend extra money on that. Like
they charge you more to eat good. It's like you're a fucking fuck.
Exactly. So I bought stuff from the grocery store. And I'm gonna stick with that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah,
but listen, bro, I go because speaking of eating, I got to do that.
Yeah, I'm about to fix me a sandwich and some other things. But hey, I don't remember what we started talking about, but I assume we got a bit off topic, and that's just fine.
We talked football the whole time. It was good.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did pretty good with that, I think. But all right, man. Yeah, you take it easy.
Hey, no doubt.